Morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m., July 26th. Welcome to my channel. Woo! Markets. Markets are volatile, boy. So these markets are. It's definitely a volatile market right now. Nasdaq is up 1.18%. Nvidia is up 2.79%. You've noticed that dump yesterday at the end of the market, right? Well, this is volatility for you right here. Craziness. It's craziness. There is not a negative thing on the board that moves the markets. Pretty nuts. Okay. So, what happened yesterday? Yesterday, you got a bear trap, then you rocketed up to a key level in the ES, particularly 550, 5530, which I've been talking about. That's that high volume node. And then you sold off into the close. Okay. Wild, wild, wild price action. Okay. That's the volatility. That's the VIX up there. Okay, with you were in negative gamma of quell some of the session yesterday. Okay, so we're going to get into all that. We got core PCE data, and that's the one thing. You got big data coming out, and the market's up. I don't know if there's a leak. I don't know. You're expecting a zero point 0.1 reduction in core PCE. So I don't know. It's just, it's kind of crazy. So, um, without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use volume profile and market profile to find structure in these markets along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. That's my edge. That's my roadmap. That's what I look at to come up with a plan, right? That's how I plan out my strategy, my trade. Okay, it's my edge. All right. Now, years in the markets, seeing the stories of the market is also important. Okay, you also always have to know the story because there's always a story. Okay, so with all that combined, and then as the market opens, it's a whole nother thing, right? You read the data that's presented to you that we don't know right now what's going to happen today. Okay, but we'll look at core PCE when it drops live together. Okay, but every day, all right, you want to have a cup of coffee, 8:10 a.m. every day with me. I go over what happened yesterday. I go over what's happening this morning, leaders and laggards. We go over economic data calendar. We go over earnings if there's any ones. We go over daily charts. Then we go over around 8:30. We'll go over the ES and the Nasdaq futures. That's how I analyze. That's how I come up for long and short trade plans, trade scenarios. Okay, that's what I do here. All right, so sit back, relax, and we'll go over some futures. Okay, so hopefully you subscribe to my channel. All right, if you're new, who's out there? I don't know. Say hello if you want. Don't know if Chief's out there. My girl Rosita. I don't know. But if you enjoy my content, please give me a thumbs up or a like. Okay, you can always follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. All right. Now we'll get right into the watch list here. Boom. Bitcoin is getting love today. Up 4.14%. Ether's up 3.81%. Russell, whoo, up 1.46. Small caps getting love. Small caps getting love. Okay. Now the Nasdaq up 1.16%. Gold's up 0.85. ES up 0.85. The Dow's up 0.66. 30-year bonds are being bought up 0.16. That should have the 10-year yield lower a little bit, but that doesn't matter. That's going to change your core PCE. Then you got FOMC next week, okay? Dollar's flat. 10-year yield, we'll look at it at 820. Silver's down 0.29. Crude's down 0.42. The VIX is down 5.69%, down to 17.41. Okay? Now, let's look at the Max 7 Plus here. Coinbase, woo, up 5% with the Bitcoin love. Okay, 5%. Nvidia's up 2.82%. Broadcom up 2.64%. Tesla's up 2.05%. AMD's up 1.94%. These are all big moves up, right? Now, remember, we're not in a bear market, but we're definitely in like a sell the pops in the market, right? Short the pops. So a lot of times when you have this volatility, you get big bull rallies, okay? And sometimes you just get destroyed. So this is why this is happening. Meta's up. I mean, this is just, and Meta just reported a lot of users in WhatsApp. So Amazon 1.4. I mean, this is crazy. GE up 1.32. Snow up 1. Apple's up 1%. All right. You got nothing that's not green on this board. Okay. Before big data. Interesting, right? Let's go over to the top sectors. All right. Qualcomm semi up 2.49. The semis have been getting slaughtered. It's bloodbath for semis. Now they've been hot, right? Well, semis are getting the love today. Uber's up 1.61. Let's see. Salesforce, Cat, UPS, HD, Home Depot, Disney's been just getting destroyed. Um, who's the laggard? Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly. And I was looking at Eli Lilly at around 560 something. Jeez. Unbelievable, that stock, right? Finally pulling back here. Let's go to the swing trade list. Okay, let's see what's moving on here. Charter Communications reported earnings. They're up 7.06%. 3M reported earnings. They're up 6.64%. Riot, Mara, this is the whole Bitcoin crew. MicroStrategies all up big. Right, Bristol Myers Squibb reported earnings. They're up 4.93. Viking Therapeutics up. Bitcoin ETF is up. ONON, ARM. There's the usual suspects: ARM, Affirm, Dell, Enphase, Vertiv. All transparency. I nibbled a little bit on Vertiv yesterday. Okay. They hit a trend line support, almost a 200-day moving average. So I like Vertiv, but I'm only nibbling small. Okay. Lucid, Supermicro Computers, SoundHound, SoFi, DoorDash. All right, let's look at laggards here. Not a lot here. Wow. One really. Tandem Diabetes, down, Baba. That's about all you got. All you got for laggards today. That tells you something, right? All right, let's move on to sectors. And you'll see the big leader here. What do we got? Semiconductors up 2.11%. Okay? That's a risk on. But now we're in an environment, that's what I'm saying, that is very volatile. So this can disappear. Okay? So, but you got to really give credence to these. Semis up 2.11. XLK, it's 32% of the S&P weighting, up 1.41. Discretionary is up 1%. Communications is up 1%. Industrials up 0.77. Financials up 0.61. No negatives on the board, folks. The only one that's a heavyweight sector is healthcare, and it's flat. Okay? And it's flat. Now, we got news coming out in 12 minutes. Okay, so we're going to get right into some news and the economic calendar. Let's look at the economic calendar together. Okay. And we'll see what we have going on here. All right, so today we have core PCE. Core PCE is expected to go down year over year 0.1% to 2.5. Okay. Headline PCE expected to be 2.5 was 2.6. Okay, so you're expecting a 0.1 reduction. Expecting its 0.1 reduction. Okay. You also got personal spending. Okay, but I'm really concentrated on these two. Now, if we get a 2.3, 2.4, 2.3, 2.2, something like that, markets are going to like that. That just means a cut is coming. Okay, now at 10 a.m., you got a slew of Michigan consumer data. So if I don't see something really, really nice around 9:40, 9:45, I'm staying away and waiting for that Michigan consumer sentiment number to come out. Okay, waiting for that to come out. I'm not going to play around with that. All right, now we got upgrades and downgrades today. I don't really think there was anything crazy here. Let's see, upgrades. Duolingo got an upgrade. Yeah. Downgrades. Let's see. Um, I'm just gonna note any ones that are to note to downgrade here. Nothing really there. Okay. I'm gonna gloss over those for now. Financial statement. Financial statement. Financial juice. Nothing really here to report. Okay. Um, let's check out here. So here we have a couple things. I already talked about 3M. Stock rose 6.5%. Bristol Myers Squibb. Stock rose 4. Apple, even though China's sales are slide, it's still up 1.1. Deckers reported they're up 12%. Dexcom stock slumped 30%. Charter Communications talked about that, and then Walmart, they're talking about putting self-driving forklifts. They're going to spend $200 million on that to automate their warehouse operations, so that's interesting. Okay, let's go to some more news here. 3M talked about that. Just trying to see what really to talk about because I don't want to harbor on anything that's not really market moving here. Nothing, not really seeing much. Well, we know CrowdStrike says 97% of the Windows sensors are back online. Let's see here. All right, we'll gloss over that. There's nothing to really talk about there. Earnings are really done. I talked about that. All right, let's get into the daily charts. Let's do that. That was your economic calendar market news. So we'll move over to the daily charts here. And we'll see. We'll look at those daily charts together. And that's not daily charts. That is. All right. So let's look at it. All right, let's look at it. What did we do yesterday? So we went all the way up. Look at this level here to last week's lows. Now in the futures, it was 55.30, which is a large volume node. Now how you can tell that kind of, look to the left. Look at this range here. That's why. But came right up to this last week's lows. I'm sorry. And you sold off with a big wick here, right? Right. So you closed here underneath the 50-day moving average. You still got this trend line here, hanging out here. It's kind of lining up with this next level of 533. If the market moves down, it's probably where it's going. Now, where are we at now? 542.90, 542.90. We are right here in the mid of yesterday's session, which is a horrible place to be. You're in the middle of yesterday. Not a great place to be. Okay, let's look at the live look futures. There we are. Yesterday's session, there's the market right here. Live look futures. Okay, below the 50-day moving average. So, that's what we're looking at. Okay. Now futures, you can see last week's lows, right there. 55.30 was right there. That's what I was talking about. That high volume node. All right, let's look at the Qs. Qs. Now look right there. Ooh, let's go back here. 100-day moving average 454.76. Okay, supported the market yesterday. Came down. Got a nice buying here. Okay. So the next stop. This is last month's lows. Is 440. Let's call it 448. Qs will fall to 448 if we get farther selling. That's why I feel the next stop will be. Okay, where are we now? Where are we now? 463.80. Let's call it 80. Let's call it 463.90. Just make it easy. 463.90. Right there. Almost at yesterday's open, but above the midpoint of yesterday's session. Okay, above the midpoint. It's a little more bullish than Nasdaq. Remember, that's been the relatively weak. Okay, a lot of stocks hit key levels yesterday. Can it keep bleeding? Sure, but you hit the 100-day moving average. I mean, look at this, selling, 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 selling. Okay, I'm not saying it's over. Got to just recognize there's been a lot of selling. Let's look at the live look. Here we go. You can see the 100-day moving average supporting futures. And like I said, we're about not in the mid. We're up here close to you. Remember, this is future, so it's not going to be like exact to the Qs. But there we go. Okay. Now it's super volatile. You got a high VIX, so anything can happen. This could get taken out today. Okay. So that level, which could be support, it would be last month's lows in the futures, is 186.75. So just realize that. All right. Now, 5 minutes till news drops. Okay. Now we'll get into the triple-headed monster, which will probably change because of the data coming out. Okay. Let's look at that 10-year yield. Like I said, nothing to see here. This is just in a range. Nothing to look at, nothing to analyze. You need to see it break the 4.29 or the support of 4.14. Nothing to see here. Smart money is not doing anything yet until probably FOMC, but let's see if core PCE does anything with this. All right. So let's go to the next head of that triple-headed, and we'll go to the dollar. The dollar's probably doing the same thing. Yeah, it's in a range, nothing to see here. All right. Going back and forth, going back and forth. You got 200-day moving average right here, so probably waiting for FOMC. Core PCE could move it a little bit, but probably FOMC, probably waiting for that. So let's go to the third head. That's that VIX. And we do got some here. We got fear in the market, folks. So we are at a 17.43 VIX, all right? 16 VIX. Now remember, I always say this, the VIX is 30 days out of fear, okay? 30 days out. That's what it's based on, 30 days out, okay? Now, a 16 VIX is a 1% expected move in the S&P 500. So 32 VIX would be a 2%. So we're over 16. So expect volatility, folks, okay? Expect volatility. All right, so there is some fear now, okay? People buying some puts. So that's where that's going. All right, that's your triple-headed. That's your triple-headed, okay? Now, we can look at the futures, all right? We can put it on let's go to hourly charts. I'll probably throw you to an hourly charts of futures. Just give me a sec while I do that. Just got to change my screen a little bit here. We'll just look at an hourly chart of futures. I'm going to pull that up for you guys here. Just give me a sec here. I just saw it. Okay. Here we go. So we'll wait for this news to drop. There's that 55.30, which I was talking about. See how the price came right in there? Right there. And sold off. Look at those hourly candles. Bam, bam, bam. Wow. And now look, we're taking that back. And you're holding this level. Now, again, I don't just look at patterns a lot, okay, because I'm much more than just pattern looking, but you can't deny it. What is this pattern? Anybody want to talk about this pattern that's really setting up here? I'll give anybody a shot. I mean, I don't even know if anybody's watching, but if you are, I'll give you 2 seconds. Head and shoulders, okay, which is a bearish pattern. You got your shoulder, you got your head, you got your shoulder, okay. I guess you can call this the neckline a little bit here. We'll just have to see. It's not the most perfect. Okay, now news is going to be dropping. All right, so we'll see. Dropping in 10 seconds. You see some more pulsing in the market. You see this candle start to pulse. Oh, a little more than I thought. Okay, here we go. News is dropping. Not a lot of movement. Interesting. Well, initial bull, a little bullish. Hmm. Now let's just check in. I thought we'd get more movement off of it. Let's go check what really happened here. Let's check it out together. Did we do what? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Interesting. So core was the same. It actually was zero point 0.1 higher for the core. Now the year over year, the headline PCE was 2.5. It was what expected. So the market right now is moving up. But it's kind of mixed. I wouldn't really say it's like a big miss in core. It did stay the same. It's not like it went up. So it's a nothing burger right now. Yeah, exactly, G-Man. This is kind of like a weird. All right, now core was zero point 0.1 higher than expected, but the same as the last reading. Okay, year over year was 2.5 like they expected. Okay, month over month rose as well, zero point 0.1, just to show you. Month over month rose. So month over month rose. Okay. I don't know how. So right now the market's not caring really, because it's not. Nothing's like out. Nothing's like, oh my God, that's hot. Oh my God, that's soft. That's what's really going on right now. Okay. So we can just analyze, get into analyzing, because right now I think the market moved up so much from yesterday, and the market just, these numbers didn't matter today. Okay. Now you're getting a little pop of selling. It's not really violent. It's not really volatile right now. Okay. So we're gonna step over and we're gonna analyze this. I'm just gonna switch my screens over. Right now I'm not seeing anything of, whoa, this is crazy. Nothing burger kinda. And we'll move right over to the main event, like I like to call it. The market profile, volume profile, okay? Okay, let's analyze this together. Let's analyze this together. Price is right here, 54.84. That's what price is. All right, let's look at the profile. The value area starts here and goes all the way up. That's 70% of the trade in the last week has taken place in this area. Okay. Now, remember, like I said yesterday, if the market cannot bring the most traded price of the week, which still is 56.11, if that market cannot bring that lower, okay, you're going to return to value. Now, yesterday we did do this, right? And we did go all the way up to this 55.30, this composite high volume node right here. Okay, but we're so volatile that we went right back. Okay, so this market's got to make this level right here around 54.70. It has to really trade in this area, bring this down. It could do that today. Now that is bearish. That would be bearish. Okay, it's not. Forget about the 1%. That would be bearish. Now let's look at yesterday. We're inside yesterday's range. So here's the highs. Here's the lows. Okay. Here's overnight low, overnight high. We're inside yesterday's range. Now look at the midpoint of yesterday, 54.83. That's where the price is right now. So the 50% Fibonacci of yesterday is that price. And we're right there. Okay, we're right there. It's not really a great place to be. Very lackluster. So, not a great place to be. All right. Now, why don't we look at a couple key levels here? Okay. Let's look at inventory. Overnight inventory. So, what do we have? This much short activity to this much long activity. So, we're about maybe 85 to 90% net long in the overnight. Okay. And you can see the most traded price of the overnight is here, all down here. And you guess who they were? Shorts. That's why you ripped up. Okay. We have that going for us, right? You're very long in the overnight. So there could be some corrective activity. Okay. Now, I would call this a weak low here. Confluence low, 54.32 to 54.37. This little range right here is weak. We come and visit it, we could break down and hit this demand and try to pop out of 54.20, which is a naked VPOC. Naked VPOC is just the most traded price of a day that had never been tested. So we could hit that and pop off. It could be a bear trap. I don't know. But this demand was not tested yesterday. So we're going to bulls have to defend this area. Okay. Now, where else do they have to defend? Well, there's demand zone right here, and it's a beautiful demand zone with lines up with the most traded price of yesterday. Okay, so the most traded price of yesterday, think about that. Now, yesterday at one point you went up, right? And then you came back here. So those contracts traded there. So this could be a definite pullback to you to go higher. Okay, that's what I would look for. That's what I'm seeing. All right, that's what I'm seeing. So let's come up with some plans, right? Let's come up with some plans. Let's do our ES scenarios. And just so if you're new, this is the overnight session, and all market profile is 30-minute bars. That's all it is. But it just collapses into a profile. That's all it is. You want to see yesterday? This is yesterday's session too. Look, just go like that. Market went up, market went down. Okay? That's all it is, 30-minute bars. Okay, so we will start with the bullish case. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know if I put that up there yet, so let's put it up there again if I didn't do it. ES scenarios. Here we go. We're going to go with a long. All right. Now, first long I'm looking at is this demand zone and the most traded price of yesterday. I will look for a pullback there. Okay. So let's just say I'm gonna teach you guys a little tip. So since we're 90% net long in the overnight, okay, and you can see volume is holding up here. Know what they are? They're longs. Okay, they are longs. So there's a saying here, and I'll even give the credit from Peter Resnicek from Shadow Trader, right? He says sometimes the market takes care of new business before old business. So overnight is new business, right? You got all longs from here, and they're crowding it here. So what do you think happens if the market does this and comes through these guys? They're going to have to cover. Okay? They're going to have to cover. So if we know that bulls, we want to defend this area, right? I'm not a guy who just buys the top. That's not a really smart risk management, right? So I want to see something like this come through that and go, okay, let's see what we do when we come here. Do we just pop off? Possible. Do we make it look like, oh my God? possible too, right? I want to see higher lows, and you could possibly go up and tag that 55.30 again. Okay, that's one. This market's super volatile. So what do we got? We got the week low, the confluence low here in this box. Got demand zone and negative epoch. Okay, since this is so volatile, we could also do this. Now we can come down, break that demand up there, and you test this level. Now this could be a bear trap. You come into this demand, people don't know it's demand, and do one of these, poof, and do higher low, higher low. Well, then you can make yourself, you make a move. Okay, I don't know how high that goes from here. That's what I'm looking at today for the long. Okay, for the short. Okay, now that one I just kind of showed you, but obviously this is the short scenario. Okay, so now if I'm a bear and I see, oh, we're pretty much 90% net long. I like that. I like that the most people are getting crowded here, and these are longs getting crowded. They're longing. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so if I'm a bear, what I want to see, push up, come through this motion. It's going to turn into, it's a high volume area. Okay, it didn't move it yet, but if we come through here, you're going to test this area. Now that alone could be a nice little short trade. Okay, however, what do you want to see next? You want to take out this demand and hold. If you find acceptance here, you're going to test this week low, this area. Okay, and now you want to see this come in here, and you're not going to just pound through it. If you do, that's super weak. You might do one of these, break it, and then woof. Do you go down to the 100-day moving average? You have a demand zone here at 53.80. Okay, let's see. It's kind of what I've been looking at today. Okay, I hope that makes sense to everybody. Let's look at the NASDAQ together. Now, if you heard that in my ear, well, that's large orders hitting the tape. Okay, let's look at the NASDAQ together. Okay, very similar, very similar. Okay, very similar. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's look at structure. Okay, here's the volume profile. Value, most traded price for the week is still 19965. Also, high volume composite node of 20,000. Okay, still value up there. Okay, all the way to here. That's value area, and then you got this excess to the lows. Okay, still didn't move value lower. It's working on it. 192. It's working on it. Can it move it down? I don't know. Right? Because if it doesn't, it's going to go back up here. Okay. All right. Now, I did take a long in this SPY yesterday, 543. I'm going to make a video about that trade. That was a very nice trade. So, what do we got in here? Right? So let's just look at it. Price is here, 191.79. Okay. Here's yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. See, the lows came right into a demand and you bounced. Okay. If you don't know that's demand, then you didn't know why it was going to bounce there, right? So, overnight highs and lows. Inside yesterday's range, here's the midpoint of yesterday. Price is above that. Okay. Now, look at this most traded price of yesterday. Right here. Notice how the market's having a tough time getting over that. Okay. It's a little different in the SPY, the ES, because it's over yesterday's most traded price. All right. Just the little nuances that you got to realize, okay? So, how do we look at this? Same thing. The same plan. Okay? I'm going to be very brief on this one because it's very the same. It's just different number levels, right? So let's go with the bull scenario. Here we go. Okay, so this area down here, this demand zone and the overnight low is bull's defense. Got a naked VPOC. Actually, I got to take that off. That naked VPOC was touched yesterday. You can see to the tick. That's why those are important. Okay, but I want to see bulls defend here. Now, first defense is here. This demand right here lines up with the 100-day moving average on the daily chart. 100-day moving average on the daily chart. Okay, so this is pretty important because this most traded price has been the most traded price. It's been very high once 192s. Notice this volume right here, okay? We took it out yesterday, but we're back there again. So this is an important level. Okay, those 192s. So what I want to see, if I'm a bull, right? Come here, maybe struggle, come down here and see what we do here. Did we defend it? And if we do, and we crack that 192 in the overnight highs, I would consider this a weak high. Okay, overnight highs and this most traded price. You could try to test yesterday's highs at 193.90. Possibly push higher than that and go up and clean up these single prints and hit the bottom of this range. That would be around 196.59. Okay, what else could happen? Well, I want to see if we come down here, what do we do? Is this a bear trap? Is the market really not that weak? If we come down here and let's see this gets defended, I would think here you probably move to here. I don't think you go all out up, but I don't know. I don't know. That's all I'm interested in for the bulls. Okay, for the bears, same plan. Okay, so now we know right here, it's a little more defined defense for sellers. Right here, you want to defend this overnight highs and the most traded price of yesterday, and this is becoming a high composite high volume node, this 192. Okay, so what you want to see if you're a bear, okay, push up into here, come through here, and you also got the most traded price of the overnight right here, and you can come down here and test this demand. Now this is the bearish scenario, so if you do one of these and you hold, you're testing the overnight lows and yesterday's lows here. Okay, if you break through that, boy, we could fall. I don't know if that's in the cards. Okay, I really don't, but that's kind of all I'd be interested in. Depends what we do if we reach the highs, but I could see this definitely happening. Now again, we could always bounce from here, right? And you could just get the move there. I don't know. Okay, it's really all I'm looking at. This market's going to be tricky. Remember, a lot of these stocks have made big moves already. Are they going to make more of that move? I don't know. People might take profits, right? You got to think about it psychologically. Wow, I just longed Nvidia at the lows yesterday. It's up 3%. Maybe I take profits. Or I hold on. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. Okay? All right, everybody. That's it for today. That's it for the week. That's it for the week. Okay? I've had a pretty decent week of trading. I can't complain. Okay? Oh, G-Man, what charting software am I using? What I'm looking at now? What we were just looking at? That is NinjaTrader and the plugins from Rancho Dinero for market profile and the volume profile. Now I have order flow package from NinjaTrader. Okay. So I have a lifetime's license with NinjaTrader that gives me the order flow package. So you get the footprint charts, you get market depth, you get like the volume profile, their volume profile. Okay. But the market profile that I look at with this is from Rancho Dinero. And I love it. Okay. So everybody, we got the plan. Volatility's picked up, so even me, my risk is smaller now because you get more movement, right? My risk is I made it smaller because the moves are more violent. So we got the plan. All right. Now this price action is real tricky because it's very volatile. So really got to be patient. Now reminder, 10 a.m. big data, Michigan consumer sentiment. Sometimes it really just moves. Sometimes it doesn't much move. So if I don't have a trade on at 9:40, probably just gonna sit. And sometimes it stinks because I want to be in something, but that's just be on the lookout for that today. Okay. Now everybody stay patient. Hopefully everybody has a green day. If you don't, if your setup's not there, you don't have a trade. And guess what? No trade is a trade. Okay, no trade is a trade. So everybody have a great weekend. I'll be back Monday, and expect 2 trading videos from me from this week. Okay, had 2 nice trades this week that I can go over. Hopefully you see them. Now I do shorts, but then YouTube subscribers don't get notified from my shorts. So then I've been making them a video also, so you guys get notified. But I'm thinking about, I have a one trade that I'm already doing. I'm almost finished editing it. The next one that I'm going to do, I might do not a short. I might do a lengthier explanation where I'm not under the 1 minute time constraint. To me, that's better, but I'm trying to grow my channel, and those longer videos like that, I don't know how that will work, but I might try that instead. I might try that where it's like relaxed. I don't have to like be quick and shove it into a minute. So anyway, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you guys Monday. Oh, before I go, if you're new, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel, so before I go, please subscribe if you haven't already. And before you go, please give me a thumbs up or a like. And that will be it for me, guys. All right. Have a great weekend.